It's profound. Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion. She has no skills.
Is she really dominating the boards, or is she manipulating the system to make herself appear better? Some WNBA players put up high statistics, others make huge plays. But what if the figures don't convey the whole story? Angel Reese's double-doubles may seem remarkable on paper, but some contend that they are nothing more than a stat-padding mirage. Let us break it down.
The lack of videos involving Angel Reese working on layups. Now, look, the layup issue is a real issue for Angel Reese, and I don't understand the taking all the... I mean, yeah, sure, you can practice.
One of the most serious knocks on Reese? She's not just a terrible shooter, but one of the worst in the league. Her mid-range, three-point, and layup percentages are all shockingly low. Critics claim that her offensive game is almost non-existent. Unlike other WNBA players who enhance their talents over time, Reese has made little to no progress since college. What happens when the game is on the line? You can forget about her taking the last shot.
I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Okay, so she come out, made that statement last year. For the umpteenth time, nothing supports that anybody's watching anybody other than one team. All right? I mean, we have to bring up attendance and ratings daily. Seriously, we do. Why? Because
statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you two. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next
getting...
question.
Yeah, we'll move on. Thank you.
Do you feel like you're
Next
getting...
question.
Yeah.
okay.
And the stats do not lie. She routinely ranks at the bottom in shooting efficiency, indicating that scoring is not her strong strength. But if you think that's awful, wait until you see what others say about her basics.
If it's too hot, get the out the kitchen. If you can't take the heat, don't fly close to the sun, as they say, or you get burnt. Angel Reese, why are we next? This guy set you up perfectly to give an answer of you being full of yourself. Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. They are only watching because of me too.
You'd expect a professional basketball player to shoot wide open layups, right? Apparently, this isn't always the case. Reese has been captured on tape missing point-blank shots that even high school players could easily make. These viral films have caused intense disputes, with some individuals and the media claiming she's just having off nights, while others believe it reveals a deeper issue: she lacks essential ability. Some individuals believe she lacks any talent.
She has no skills. She has energy, she has an attitude, she'll rebound you the basketball. Great. Nothing else. She has not, and that.
It is difficult to dispute after seeing the tape. It's sometimes difficult to even look at. Layups clanking off the rim, shots that should be automatic, resulting in wasted possessions. Some WNBA observers have even questioned if she was ever properly evolved as a player or whether her collegiate supremacy stemmed only from her physical advantage. Regarding her college career, in college, Reese seemed unstoppable, but was it really talent or just a physical mismatch? At LSU, she dominated smaller opponents, grabbing offensive rebounds and bullying her way to easy points. However, the WNBA is not a collegiate league. Now she's up against tougher, better opponents who won't let her get away with the same old tricks.
List. Unfortunately for Angel Reese, she's dead ass last, and I'm not kidding you, in this list of players.
What was the result? Her offensive productivity has dropped dramatically. Many anticipated her to evolve, to add a jump shot, to improve her post moves, but none of this has occurred. Instead, she's battling in a league where physicality alone isn't enough. Despite this, many continue to refer to her as a star. Why?
Now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her, and I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's...
Reese is often complimented for her rebounding ability, but is she really outstanding, or is she just padding her statistics? Some say that her statistics are exaggerated because she chases uncontested rebounds and misses her own shoots in order to get them again. If you look carefully, you'll see a pattern. She isn't always collecting rebounds in traffic or struggling for position. Instead, she accumulates boards that have little influence on the game.
Caitlin Clark isn't playing in. I need to know.
Former players have criticized the practice, claiming that genuinely great rebounders make game-changing plays rather than just grabbing stats. And if rebounding is her main talent, it begs the question, is she really as important as many believe?
Chicago Sky's Angel Reese found herself at the very bottom of the list, sitting at 30th, with a true shooting percentage of just 46.4%. The contrast between the two rookies, both with massive college followings and major fan bases, ignited strong reactions.
Despite this, Reese continues to have a large following, with admirers protecting her at every opportunity. Some think she just needs time, while others believe she is being unfairly vilified. But what's the reality? She has yet to establish she belongs among the WNBA's top. Her flaws are obvious, her progress is slow, and the viral clips keep stacking up. So, why does the hype continue? Is this marketing? Personality? Is everyone frightened to accept the truth? One thing is certain, her game is under scrutiny, and as the season progresses, making excuses will become more difficult.
The tweet embedded there. And Collier barks over in Reese's direction right after hitting that game winner.
On the surface, Reese's rebounding statistics seem to be excellent. She consistently records double-doubles, collecting 10 or more rebounds every game. However, when you examine closely, something does not add up. Critics argue that a large portion of her rebounds come from her own failed shots, sometimes missing many times in a row only to reclaim the board. And the video does not lie. She repeatedly takes simple shots, watches them bounce off the hoop, and then quickly grabs the rebound. Instead of ending strong, she is padding her stats. This isn't a one-time error, it's a trend. However, the criticism does not stop here. Some argue that focusing only on statistics is even worse.
Has an easy layup and throws it to the girl behind her.
That's unselfish.
That's
unselfish. Come on.
That she don't want that smoke, Steve. She wants nothing to do with having to shoot the basketball. And I give her credit. It's self-awareness.
Great players thrive in stressful situations, making huge plays when they matter. Reese, on the other hand, seems to view missed shots as opportunity. Instead of altering her form or increasing her shooting efficiency, she continuously makes bad shots, knowing she can get the rebound and increase her numbers. It's a brilliant trick: miss, rebound, rebound, until she finally scores. But is it genuine expertise, or is it just manipulating the system? Even if several NBA players do it as well. When other WNBA players miss, they try to rebound and make their next shot. Reese, she sees every miss as a chance to boost her stats. Despite this, some continue to refer to her as an excellent rebounder. However, it is possible that this is not true. True rebounding supremacy comes from fighting for position, boxing out opponents, and securing boards in traffic. But what about Reese's rebound? Many of them are uncontested. Instead of pushing through opponents or grabbing boards from top competitors, she often takes rebounds that no one else is trying to grab. Watch the clip, and you'll see that she's in the ideal position, not because she's skilled, but because she abandons the play to pursue rebounds. A real exceptional rebounder dominates the game with their presence. Reese? She's just gathering easy numbers. Speaking about abandoning plays, in basketball, the defense wins games. However, Reese prioritizes stat chasing above defense. Analysts have noted that she regularly abandoned her assignment, enabling easy baskets, in order to position herself for a possible comeback. Instead than focusing on her opponent, she drifts toward the basket, hoping for a missed shot. This is not only inefficient, but also expensive. While she focuses on inflating numbers, her team's defense suffers. Opponents have taken note, using her lack of defensive presence to score easy scores. And if she isn't even getting important rebounds, what value does she truly bring? Despite this, the hype machine continues to drive her ahead. But why? She is undeniably a well-known figure in women's basketball. But is she a true game changer, or merely a product of social media hype? Many fans witness the highlights, the celebrations, and the large statistics on the stat sheet, but few take the time to analyze what really happens on the court. The unrivaled 3-on-3 league was designed to be a showcase for elite WNBA players, an opportunity for the finest players to compete outside of the regular season. Reese was a member of Team Rose, which battled its way to the final game. But when it really mattered, Reese was nowhere to be found. She missed the last 2 games, including the title. There was no injury report. There's no official reason, just an empty squad place for a reputed top player. What makes this even more bizarre? she nevertheless celebrated the victory as if she had truly played. When the final buzzer sounded and Team Rose had won the title, most of the players were on the floor, embracing, celebrating, and taking in the moment. Reese, take a wild guess as to where she was during FaceTime. Instead of being present with her team, she tuned in as a fan watching from home. Her colleagues held up the phone so she could participate in the occasion, although digitally. But, let's be honest, would Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant ever FaceTime into a championship game they didn't participate in? The concept alone is ludicrous. Fans were not the only ones who noticed. People began to wonder whether this was about basketball or if Reese was just trying to keep herself in the spotlight. We all know that Reese has never been bashful about promoting herself. She's amassed a tremendous social media following, secured sponsorship agreements, and established herself as one of the most prominent figures in women's basketball. But when does self-promotion begin to undermine the game? Skipping a championship game to pursue other interests sends a clear message: winning isn't the goal. While her colleagues competed for the championship, Reese was absent. No explanation, no accountability, just a phone call after the job was completed. And this is more than just one game. Everyone has begun to see a disturbing trend. Reese's passion to the game has been called into doubt before. Whether it's concentrating on personal branding above team performance or creating headlines for off-the-court turmoil, there's a growing perception that basketball comes second. Great players put in effort. They show up when it counts. They want grandeur rather than mere clout. But for Reese, it seems that the aim is not to be the greatest player, but to be the most talked about. And if she's willing to skip championship games now, what does it say about her future? She has all of the necessary skills to be a dominating force in the WNBA. However, the top players don't simply speak about winning, they show up and execute it. Missing important games, focusing on personal branding, and celebrating from the sidelines is not the mindset of a champion. Working on your talents. At some point, the hoopla must be followed up with results. Will Reese concentrate on basketball and establish her worth at the top, or will her career be known for times like this, watching the celebrations via a phone screen rather than earning them on the court? One thing is for certain, true champions do not miss their own championship game. Do you think Caitlin Clark would have missed her championship game but called in over FaceTime afterwards? Absolutely not. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are two of the greatest names in women's basketball right now. But let's be honest, one is dominating on the floor, while the other is pursuing clout. Clark is producing high stats, leading her squad, and demonstrating she's the genuine thing. Meanwhile, Reese is struggling offensively, but she is still considered as a celebrity. Why is one player providing and the other merely talking? Let us break it down. Basketball is not about hype, it is about performance. And when you compare the statistics, it's not even close. Caitlin Clark averages 19.2 points per game, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds. She's a scoring machine with outstanding playmaking abilities, assisting teammates while being the go-to scorer. She's quick, sharp, and deadly from beyond the arc. Now let's take a look at Reese. How about her attacking game? Inconsistent, inefficient, and too dependent on rebounding rather than true talent. She struggles to generate her own shots. Her shooting percent is average, and apart from putbacks and layups, she lacks a true offensive arsenal. Yet, strangely, both of these guys are discussed as if they are on the same level. How? What's the main difference between these two players? One does the job, while the other puts on a show. Clark spends hours honing her shot, working on her footwork, and studying the game. That's why she pulls off long three-pointers with ease and has exceptional court vision. Reese, on the other hand, is more concerned about her brand. She has sponsorships, social media interactions, and relentless self-promotion, but where is the progress on the court? It's simple to gain a following via controversy, but when the game begins, there's no filter, no editing, and no marketing deals, only talent. Clark then leaves Reese in the dust. What happens when the game doesn't go Reese's way? That's when the excuses start coming in. Great players of the past have always taken responsibility. They work harder, change their strategy, and look for methods to win. Clark does not offer excuses, she just performs. Reese? It is always something. Whether it's alleging disrespect, playing the victim, or blaming external forces, there's always an explanation for why things aren't going her way. Instead of working to improve her faults, she engages in drama and uses all means possible to keep her name in the discourse. However, people eventually begin to wonder where the findings are. The media like a good plot, and Reese fits in well. She lives on publicity, inciting conflicts, and keeping her name popular. But what remains once you remove all of that? Clark doesn't need viral moments. Her game speaks for itself. Every night, she demonstrates that she is made for this, whether it's no-look passes, long threes, or dictating the tempo of the game. In the end, it's simple. One person backs up the attention with actual productivity, while the other rides a wave of media excitement. Clark is showing up, putting up numbers, and proving to be the future of women's basketball. Reese? She's still convincing folks that she belongs in that discourse. At some time, the game reveals the truth. And right now, it's clear. Caitlin Clark is the genuine thing, while Angel Reese is simply pretending. Hype sells. That is why certain sportsmen get constant media attention, whether they deserve it or not. The media adores a marketable celebrity. Drama, personality, and social media presence all contribute to a player's profile, often even more than real skill. Reese fits the mold well. She understands how to keep her name trending, and the media loves it. But here's the problem. The more they promote her, the more they disregard the players who are now dominating the game. Meanwhile, athletes with superior talents, a higher work ethic, and proven outcomes do not get nearly as much attention. The hype machine is fully operational, and Reese is at the heart of it. While the media focuses on Reese, other players outwork, score, and exceed her. However, they do not get the same level of media attention. There are players with higher numbers, superior basics, and a genuine dedication to the game, but they are eclipsed by someone who understands how to handle the media better than she does basketball. And that's the true problem here. It's not about competence, but about marketing. Hype can only get a player so far. Eventually, the statistics catch up, the flaws are revealed, and the story collapses. Real basketball fans look beyond the media's agenda. They recognize who does the job and who is simply along for the trip. So, as the excitement fades and the game takes center stage, one question will remain. Was Angel Reese really that excellent, or was she just the media's newest illusion? Some players dominate via talent. Others monopolize the news. Angel Reese is regarded as one of the most prominent figures in women's basketball, but when you examine her real skills, the hype begins to unravel. She fails to finish at the rim, her rebounding stats may not be as remarkable as they seem, and when the big moment comes, she was nowhere to be found. So, is Reese really the celebrity that the media portrays her as? Or has her popularity outrun her talent? The main reason Reese continues to be treated like a celebrity? The media refuses to be open about her game. Instead of criticizing her flaws, they create the impression that she is at the pinnacle of the sport. Meanwhile, hardworking, skillful athletes who produce results are downplayed. It's no longer about talent. It comes down to who can produce the most clicks, emotions, and debate. And Reese, she has mastered that game. The unpleasant fact is that there should be no comparison. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese symbolize two very distinct paths. One established a legacy via ability, passion, and game-changing performances. The other? Through headlines, social media, and targeted marketing. At some time, the hoopla will be insufficient. When the lights go down and the cameras roll, the truth will be revealed. Was Angel Reese really truly that amazing, or was she just the most visible example of a dysfunctional sports media system? Thank you for watching, and until next time.